Explain the scenario first. I have some data in S3 bucket. I want to move this entire data to Redshift. Then after I want to do some machine learning, and then I want to connect this data with some BI tool. Example, Amazon QuickSight. This is my actual
Gotcha.
requirement.
Gotcha.
You got it, right? So this is the data.
Got it.
So what I want to do exactly now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like what part are you stuck on? Like what have you done so far? And then yeah, we can figure it out.
And first question I have here, you guys are providing so many machine learning stuff. I don't know which one I want to use, like Amazon augmented AI, Amazon Batrock. For in my use case, what I want to use, like I have a data set which is like for 2021. I want to predict the same thing for 2023. Then which MI machine learning algorithms that I want to use, machine learning things I want to use here.
Yeah, sorry. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I don't really work on any of the machine learning products. I just work on Redshift and QuickSight. So I'm honestly not too familiar with them.
Okay, got it. Uh, Yeah, I understand.
But
And
I can, yeah, you can if you open a case with one of the machine learning folks, they'll be able to help you better there, but I can help you with Redshift.
okay. Like first I need to create Amazon Redshift cluster, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't have a cluster, you'd have to, yeah, create one.
For example, if I am creating one cluster, how much it will charge you?
Okay, so it depends whether or not you do serverless or provision. So if it's a provision cluster, it's a flat cost. If it's serverless, which is what you got here, you'll only be charged for, I guess, your usage. So you don't have to pause a serverless cluster,
No,
if that makes sense.
I'm not getting like I have a two type of cluster, correct? One is serverless, another one is
Provision.
provision.
Yeah. So the provision's just like your regular database server. You have to pause it, and when it's not paused, you're being charged for the uptime on it. Serverless, you're being charged for the queries you run. And you can define like RPUs on it, but basically you don't have to pause it because if you're not running queries, you won't be charged for it.
So
So yeah, provision is
provision,
like
which
their traditional. Yeah, that's like
provision,
their traditional option.
okay, it's a traditional option. In the backend, I want to create one easy to install as well, correct? For to run the
Un So no, you won't have to. No. So there's query editors you can, are you saying how to connect to it, like to run queries?
no, in the
You won't have to,
provision as you mentioning, it is not serverless, correct? Provision, if I'm going with the provision, then it is not serverless, if correct.
right, right,
Then
yeah.
then I want, meanwhile I want to create a some instance. If I'm wrong, please correct me, correct?
Yeah, so I'm just confused so I don't think EC2 comes into it. I'm confused where, like on your diagram, you wrote EC2, but so, so yeah, so pretty much the big difference is provisioned is like what you're expecting out of a cloud database. you have to pause it. You get charged by uptime.
Hmm.
Serverless, which is what you have here, is you're not charged for uptime. You're charged for usage. So like how what kind of workload you're running on it. So if you only run one query, you'll be charged for that query. Versus a provision cluster, you'll have to run your query, and if you don't want to be charged when you're not running queries, you'll have to pause the cluster. I can send you documents on it.
Okay, where I can choose that option? Here I didn't see the option. I only able to see that.
Yeah, so you're on the serverless right now. So if you press the three dots on the left, um, scroll down. I think provisions down at the bottom. If you scroll down a little bit, yeah, right there. So they're completely different dashboards at the bottom there. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it just depends on what kind of usage you're going to do will depend on what's like the cheaper option.
Okay, for me, I think serverless is a good option, I guess.
Yeah, it probably is if you're just like testing it. If you're just like running random queries, you probably don't want to be pausing and unpausing the cluster. Okay, so so yeah, I guess the role you need here is yeah, gonna connect to S3. So yeah, I mean it pretty much tells you right there.
Okay, but I have some roles in my account, but it is not showing here. Again, I have a confusion
Yeah,
because
so
you,
yeah, so it'll only show roles that have a Redshift trust policy.
I have a one role which is have almost all access like
Yeah,
administrative role, but here it is not showing, right?
yeah, I can show you what I mean if you pull up a role. So yeah, trust relationships are a little bit different than permissions.
Stress relationship little bit different than permissions.
Yeah, they're different. It's so yeah, click on whatever role you're thinking of.
If I am give that role
Yeah,
like
so
this role have all access like administrative
yeah,
access, then I can able to access
yep,
all the service from Redshift, correct?
yep,
But it is not
exactly. But so right. So what's happening here is it doesn't like that has all the permissions, but it doesn't have permission. So you need to give Redshift the permission to assume the role. So if you go back to that role, yeah, if you could go back to the role and then press trust policy. Um, yeah, okay, yeah, back to the role, wherever you had it. Yeah, no, that's not it. Um, yeah, so if you can click the trust policy tab, it's right there. Yeah, the second tab you were just over it. At the top. Yeah, right there. Oh no, you're just over it.
this one
It's
trust
yeah,
relationship.
yeah, right there. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So you see that? That means that the glue service is able to use the permissions that you've given it. So you'd have to add Redshift here if you want the Redshift service to be able to use the policy, if that makes sense.
Which means you are telling something. If I am giving, I can't able to attach the policy until if I'm not editing the trust policy. You are telling something like that.
Yeah, correct. So you won't see, so unless Redshift is a trusted entity in the trust policy, you won't be able to add it to the cluster.
So why trust policy is needed for like Redshift? Some cases I don't want to add trust policy, correct? I will only add you like that, that role, then it will like able to access everything. But here I am adding
So
trust relationship. Why?
so you have to add a trust relationship when you want a service to have permissions. So you don't need a trust relationship for like a user like Mathis to use the policy, but you need a trust relationship to give it to a service. So when you're calling the copy command, when you're calling the unload command, that's coming from Redshift, the service. So the service has to have the permissions to do that.
Okay, got it. this this trust relationship which I am not created, it automatically created. Like,
Yeah, so yeah, whenever you're like if you like yeah, so you can create new role, it gives you like options like is this role being used as a service? Is this role being used for a user? So whenever you create a new role, it'll ask you. So you can edit that trust relationship and add Redshift. If you just want to use this one, you can just edit it and add redshift.amazon.com. So you can add a comma. So you don't have to delete that if you don't want to. You can just add a comma and put another block.
you want
So
to
if you're
add like
using this,
square back writers, correct?
I'm actually not too sure. Maybe you can do it that way. Let's see. Yeah, so it'd be redshift.amazon.com.
Correct. Yeah, now it is working. Hello. Hello.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the setup you can do on that. So save configuration to
Okay, I understand. Suppose I want to add like the old policy to that particular new service like Redshift, then I want to edit the trust policy as well, correct?
yeah. So any permissions you want to give a service, you have to add them as the trust policy. And to really understand that, you have to understand that whenever you're initiating a copy, the service is making a request. So that's why you have to allow it to be a trusted entity on the policy.
Okay. But sometimes if I'm creating a new role for particular service, then I don't want to add trust policy, correct? Because it automatically generated trust policy to that particular service, correct?
Yeah, so whenever you're in the create like role from it like workflow, it'll ask you whether or not you're creating permissions for a service or whether or not you're creating permissions for a user. So yeah, it just depending on how you want to use it.
Okay. Somehow I understand now, but still I have some confusion. Okay. And another thing, like here I can see the sections called network and security. So
Yep.
why I need this part? Like,
So I mean that's just how you control the like the VPCs and the security group. So that's like how you control the networking. So like to reach S3, we're gonna have to make changes to the security group and the network. That's how
so
you control like inbound and outbound requests. So for example, if you wanted to connect from your local PC, we'd have to change the security group rules and we'd probably have to add like an internet gateway or something. That's just like the basic networking stuff.
which means if I want to access this DB from this cluster from my local machine, then I want to configure the network and security, correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do that. That's how you control like access to the cluster.
Okay, which means I have a network. Inside the network, I have the DB. If I want to access the DB, then I want to connect this network. Then only I can able to access this data. Correct?
Yeah, so the VPC controls the path. So if you want to connect from the internet, you have to add an internet gateway, and the security group controls the firewall. So it has to have a path to the internet, and it also has to have a security group rule that allows access. So there's two different parts. So the VPC is the routing, the security group is the like the firewall.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So VPC subnet, VPC. So it's these all in one's network, correct? This cluster. If I want to access,
Yeah,
then I want to go to that network. Then only I can able to
yeah.
access the data.
Yeah, but most people use the query editor, so I can show you that in a second. It's like a built-in like query tool that you don't have to set up any networking. It's just like connected automatically. It's like the easiest way to access like a SQL client to your database without having to set up the VPC stuff. But yeah, I can show you in a second. Yeah, you can just click save configuration. Let's see. Yeah, can you put that in the chat? It's kind of a weird error. Um, can you scroll up a bit?
I think
Um,
we have some
yeah,
issue with this role, I guess. It's
yeah,
telling.
can you like do manage iron rolls? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Can you scroll up? Can you click the box? Um, yeah, scroll up and click the box to the left of it. Yeah, and set default at the top there. Yeah. Okay. Then click confirm. Okay, should be good. Let's see. Yeah, it's just taking a second, so just have
What
to
we
give it a
did
second
now,
here.
like just we making that role as a default role. Now it is working. Why it is like that? Any idea?
Um, no, I'm not sure. So that's like a new thing. So normally you can add like however many roles. I think you can add up to 10 different roles on a cluster. The default is literally just like if you don't specify a role, what role does it try to use? So I mean it's really not a big deal. I don't know why it threw an error, but I guess that's like a new thing they want people to do. It's just like the default like role that it's gonna try to use. It's not like doing anything special.
So which means if I'm can able to connect a 10 role there, but how it is work? Like if I'm connecting 10 role, then which one I want to choose a default one? Any idea?
Yeah, so I mean it's literally it literally doesn't matter. So when you're like making a copy command, you give like the S3 bucket location, right? You give the role ARN. And so you can either put in one of the whatever role you have attached to the cluster, you can put in there, or you could put in the like the special character default and it'll use the default one.
Okay. Now it's done, right?
Yeah, press continue. Okay, so now you have to create a work group. So there's namespaces and work groups. So yeah, click create work group right there. So yeah, just give it a name. And so this is where you do like the capacity. So the base capacity is pretty much, so you're charged by RPU second. So yeah, I'd say probably put it low if you're just like testing it. So yeah, that's pretty much like how you scale the performance. So on a normal cluster, you scale with like nodes and a cluster type. So on serverless, you'd use like RPU capacity. So right here. So this workgroup name can just be anything.
Okay, got it. Um, okay, another one question coming in my mind, like it is serverless, correct? But how
Yeah.
how we can increase that, you know, size of the server or size of the capacity of the server? Then it's again like a it is again not a serverless, correct? We can able to increase that server type and memory. Then
So no, you can't change the server type. So you can't change the database type. So there's a base capacity and there's a max capacity.
okay,
So the base capacity is the RPUs of any single query. If you run one query, it gets the base capacity. Now there's a max capacity which controls the scaling. So if the cluster's under load, it can scale to like a certain RPU. So it'll like recruit like I don't know if you're familiar with Redshift, there'll be like concurrency scaling nodes that can be brought in, but it's controlled through RPUs is how you do serverless.
okay, got it. Like workgroup configuration. I can able to create only one workgroup or I can create more than one.
I believe you can create more than one work group in a namespace, but you need at least one because this is how you like define your RPUs.
Okay, that's it, right?
Yep, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to turn that on. Yep, just click next and I think it's good.
Create a new namespace.
Or here, no, add to existing. So click add to existing, and then you can just select the one. Oh, you can't use that one? Okay, never mind. I guess. Okay, yeah, create a new one then.
What is namespace here? Like it's a
So
cluster name.
it's just like yeah, just like different boxes. So you have work groups in a namespace. So namespace controls like the networking and stuff. The work group controls like the RPUs. So you'd have like different like min and max RPU values in the same namespace.
Okay. I don't have any existing namespace, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. We can just create one.
Database name and password. By default, database name is dev, correct? If I'm not
Yep.
changing this one. And
Yep.
password, what about the password?
So yeah, that's whether or not yeah, so if you want to use your IAM credentials to use the query editor, you can do that, or you can this is just depending how you want to connect to it. So the easiest way is just to use the query editor that's like built in. So if that's the case, you can just leave that blank.
Okay. Even if I am using a query editor, that not ask you the password.
No, no, it uses your IAM role.
So we can once attempt attach that IAM role, then it is not ask you the password, correct?
So it uses your role. Yeah, so just click glue full access rule and then associate and then click that, make it default. Click the box on the left, back down. Yeah, no, up a little bit. The glue full access rule. Click that box, set default, make default, and then scroll down. Um, yeah, that's just like audit logging. That's like just an extra thing.
Database name, dev, and then user, admin, user credential, admin, password, I don't know. I want to attach by using IAM role, and then encryption, security, and audit logging. Okay, right.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, looks good.
Oh, here already have available one my default namespace.
Yeah. Is there anything in there? Here, can you look in there? I guess they make you a default one. Well, yeah, here, click into that. Let's see. Okay, can you click query data on the right? Yeah, click that. Okay, yeah, so this is like the query editor. That's like the easiest thing to set up.
So okay, this one is a namespace and this one is another namespace. Inside this, I don't have any data.
So you just so yeah, they're both empty. You'd have to so yeah, go back and click create connection. So yeah, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can whichever one you want to use, you can delete one, but you won't be charged because they're serverless. So you can remove one, whichever one you don't want. Yeah, you can just use federated user. Just click create connection. It'll use the IAM role you're connected to. Yeah, so this is yeah, pretty much it.
No, these
It
all are
has a
not
couple
my data actually. Like, oh,
yeah. Yeah, so those are pretty much those are sample data if you want to load that in to like play around with it. That's what that is. Those sample data. So yeah, if you click those, it'll give you an option to like load it in.
actually that is my glue data. This zone is my glue data. I'm not attached here, but it is coming here.
Oh, gotcha. So it just like found the glue connection. Interesting. Gotcha. Yeah. Click the yeah, let's see what's in the table. So that's the S3 you're trying to that's what you're trying to
So as per my understanding, the serverless, these all are DB,
yeah,
correct?
that's the database.
Namespace which we creating that is called as a DB, literally.
Yeah. So the namespace and work group is just, yeah, that's like the database.
So as per I understand somehow like workspace, which is a easy to instance, kind of like easy to instance, and like namespace is a DB. Inside the DB, we can able to add multiple tables, correct? As per
On the back end, probably, yeah. On the back end, there's some kind of actual server, but it's all encapsulated.
okay, got it. Okay, now how can I insert my data? Like here I have S3 data, pizza sales.csv. I want to insert this data, it's this table to that DB.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so let's see. One second. Okay, yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
okay, so yeah, so you see that little load data on the right there? By the create, there's two tabs, create, load data.
Sorry.
So to the left, on the left kind of side, above your serverless namespace, there's two buttons. One says load data. To the right a little bit. It's
Oh,
toward, yeah, to the right.
right side.
There's
Okay.
create and load data. No, not all the way over there. Sorry. So the left, yeah, left a little bit more. You're almost there. It says load data.
Oh, okay. Low
To the
data.
left, yeah, right there. Okay, so this is where you would input everything. So, yeah, here, these are the options.
Oh, it is not showing the data like YAML data.
Yeah, so we might need to add like some permissions. So it's in a data lake.
No, it's not controlled by data lake actually.
Okay, yeah, where's so the data is just in a S3 bucket?
AWS Glue machine learning data.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that's just a regular bucket.
No, it is not regular bucket actually. This data, AWS Glue data collection, which is connected to data lake.
Okay, so I think we need to go to the data lake to give permissions to Redshift.
But this data, like machine learning data, which is completely different, like it is independent.
Oh, okay, so the machine learning data is just a regular bucket?
Yeah, correct. Regular bucket.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Huh, okay. So yeah, so this is where those permissions come in. So what permissions did you give the Redshift cluster? Or yeah, what was that role you gave it?
Glue full access role.
Really?
Glue.
So
No.
okay.
Administrator role. I attached one role. That role name is Glue full access. So in that role, it have that access like administrative access, and in the trust policy, it's trusting like Glue and Redshift. Here you can show the
Gotcha. So what are the buckets? Okay, gotcha. What are the buckets it's able to see? What are those buckets?
what are the buckets I
If you
can
go
use?
back to Redshift,
Okay, ML or groups. Uh,
yeah, if you go back to the bucket,
which bucket? S3 bucket.
uh, yeah, so the query editor, wherever you have the query editor open, I think it's to the right, two more tabs. That's a little too far. I think it's to the left, to the left, to the left.
Okay,
Yeah, so under load data, well, yeah, what do we see?
let me refresh the patients. Actually, this data like it is connected with glue catalog. See, I mean this one, this S3 path controlled by data lake, not S3 path. This table.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that's why you're not able to query it. Okay, but you don't want that table. You want the other one that's sitting in the S3, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, can you go, yeah, let's click load data and see. So what are we able to see in the load data? So what buckets do they let us see? So yeah, where are these? And why can we see these ones?
Like any other way, like
Oh yeah, maybe it's in the wrong region. Can you, so what region is that? This is in what?
Virginia.
UFC. Okay, can we, yeah, let's go back to, yeah, let's go back to the editor and change the file location, region. Let's click that and yeah, select US East 1 instead of 2. I think it's US East. I think it's the other one, US East 1. See if we can see it there. No, can't see it. Hmm.
Let me make sure that thing like US East one.
Okay, let's just try to, here, let's just grab the bucket, Aaron, and let's try to put it in there and see what happens. Yeah.
Correct, right? Same format
Yep.
CSV,
Yep.
declamator character. Okay, ignore header source. No, I need header. Okay,
Okay, then you can unselect that, or yeah, here it'll probably error out anyway. So let's just see if it works.
I think treat the specific number row as the file header and does not load them. Use this option. Skip the file header in all file in parallel load. It is necessary or not, like because it's by default it's
You can yeah, so you can unselect it and let's and just try to load it, and it'll probably give us some other issues, and we can come back to that. And so yeah, so select the role here and then load new table on the right. So on the top right, yeah, click that. Hmm. Okay, yeah, so okay, so we have to create a table first. So since it's just an S3 file and not a glue catalog, it doesn't know anything about the headers or the column type. So we have to create the table in Redshift and then try to load it into an existing table. Um, so
Oh, got it.
we'd have to do something like this. So whatever the like obviously not this, but this is the type of thing we have to do. We have to create the table. Because yeah, S3, like Redshift and S3, since it's not being like like the glue crawler is what gives files like structure and like data types and columns. But without that, you have to define it strictly in here. So you have to create the table. So on the file, you have to create each column that matches, and then you can load it into the table.
Yeah, I understand now. But how I know, like, for like three columns, it is fine. But I have like a 125 column. In that scenario, how can I manually create a table? Like, if it is possible to create a table by using crawler, then I can back bring the table here. After I can insert the data by from S3 to the table. That is possible, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, if you go to Glue, so if you go to Glue and create a table using a crawler, I mean, it seems like you've already done that a little bit. You have some experience doing that. But yeah, so I guess you probably, yeah, add database probably, or create table or something like that. I don't work with Glue too much, but yeah, you need to give yeah, maybe click add table here or something. I don't know. Add table on the right,
Need to
on the
create a
far right.
crawler first, correct?
Add table. No, here, actually go back. Don't do that one. You go back one. You can add table using crawler as an option. So yeah, go back to tables.
Yeah, table. We are in table only.
Yeah, so just go back one, like press back one time. All right, so you
Oh,
see add tables using crawler.
correct, correct. Table name, machine ML data. Like again, it's not showing the data.
Yeah, so just try to paste it in there and see what it says. So wait, no, I think it is so yeah, that is the bucket. It's whatever 616547833 on
Okay,
glue. So that is it. So I guess we are seeing it.
okay, got it. Hmm, crawler. Okay. No, I don't want all data, correct?
So then just go into it. So back where you were. Yeah, so
Let me
if you go
create a
back to the
new
crawler,
bucket.
you can
Once again.
I don't think you have to do that. I think you can just tell the crawler to only crawl the ML data if you go back to the crawler.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, click into it, click that, and then yeah, you can just click that.
I think now it's done, then we will get to the table.
Yeah, so can you so yeah, is it not working? We can look into the load detail and see what's wrong with it.
No, it is not working actually. But load
Okay.
data, that part last time it is not working, correct? Last time it is also working, but we going we going with the wrong direction, I guess. Like instead of selecting like go with that and go with in that inside this, if I'm selecting and then choose, then it is load the data. No, no, it create the table, but not load the data.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so can you select star from sysload error detail so we can see what the error is? On the right there, if you could just type that out. Yeah, so yeah, actually, can you right click select table? So right click ML data select table. Yeah, so can you so okay, so you need to close one of those other tabs at the top there. No, 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 not there, not there. Back okay, yeah, you could close yeah, so yeah, we have too many editors open. So with the ones you aren't using, yeah, we need to close those. No, not these tabs, not these tabs, the other ones that yeah, that one. Yeah. So you see those at the top, those tabs, those are like, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, let's see. Try that again. Okay. Yeah, so you see at the very top, you see how it's untitled 3. Sorry, not at the very top. Load ML data untitled 3 in this thing. Yeah, just to the right. No, just to the right. Oh, just above the run button. Just above the run button. Yeah, you see these tabs. See the tabs?
Sorry?
The tabs? No. So you see the run button?
Yeah, yeah.
The button that says run? Yeah. So just above that.
Just the
No, just above it, like up, just up a little bit from yeah, that right there. So yeah, you need to close those tabs. Those are the
oh, okay,
ones.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so okay, yeah. Yeah. And now try to run that.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so now can you so can you go to sysload error detail? I can send you the documentation. So right here. Can you select from that table? I just sent it in the trend. Yeah, so just copy that name and select star from it so we can see what happened.
Here.
Yeah, so just select star. So select star from the table I sent you. Yeah, if you could just go copy the name of the table. So no, to back to where you were in the tab.
Only name of the table ML data, you mean like that?
No, I mean like sys error detail. So type yeah, so instead of ML data, sys load error detail. Just put that there.
Where?
in the from thing. So right where it says from, so instead of dev.public ML data,
Mm-hmm.
literally write sysload error detail to select from the table. So like that, I put it in the chat. Literally that text.
Oh, got it.
And scroll right. Okay.
Oh,
So that's the
invalid
issue.
data format. Invalid
Yeah.
data.
Yeah. Can you expand that so we can read the whole thing? Or maybe double click it or copy it or something? Yeah. Right click, copy it, and then just paste it probably would be easiest.
Oh, I can able to download, right?
Yeah, you are. Here, can you just right click the column and copy it? Or yeah, here left click it and then control C and then control V on the text. So yeah, control C on it. Okay, length must be 10 or more. Okay. So yeah, the date column in the file is too short, I guess.
Date column, order date or which date? Invalid date format.
Length must be 10. So it's too short for a date column.
Um, then what I can do now, like this is actual my actual data. I have around like two date columns. One is date, order time. I can try by using
Yeah.
graphing these two, maybe.
Yeah. So we could do that, or we could go, let's go to the glue table. You can try to make them like a different data type because they don't fit into like the date data type, even though they look like a date. So yeah, wherever the glue is, you have to like, I don't know, I'm not like an expert on glue, but we need to get into that table and edit it. So if you go tables on the left,
Yeah, but we are not
yeah.
using glue tables, correct? We just directly upload the data to that Redshift. For example, I go there and here I upload that S3 path. Then I next, then it automatically generate the schema for me, correct? There is
So
no
is there a way to edit that from here? Here, let's try it again. See if there's a way to edit it.
what I did is like right now I'm deleting the trunket drop the table. Now I'm dropping the entire table. Now dropping is done. What I did is last time is I just go there and then
Okay, cool.
here and then I select this folder and then I chose that folder and then next um, IAM role it is asking on IAM role. I use that glue access IAM role and
Gotcha.
then
Yeah, load new table.
load new tables Attach the IAM role, create table,
Yeah, scroll up
schema,
and yeah.
public, and then table name ML data. That's
Yeah, I'm confused. The columns aren't showing up there, like in the table details. Like there's no columns there. So I'm confused how this worked or how you did this last time. Here, actually go back. I think yeah, can you go back to yeah, go back one. I think you need to select yeah, load data. Yeah,
load
so when
from
you
S3.
browse S3, I think you need to go into that and also yeah, so select into machine learning data. Okay, yeah, and then click that. Yeah, I think that's how it worked last time.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, and then do all this, and then when we do the column mapping, we're gonna have to see if we can edit it. So yeah, schemas, public,
Public.
table, whatever you want to call it. So it's load new table, yeah. So yeah, so before you click create table, we need to edit this. So you see, so you need to change that date column, yeah. So probably change that to a char. So you need to copy order date.
Sorry.
So copy the name. So yeah. Change it to something here. Like probably varchar is what would be normal. So no, no. Go back up. Yeah, and then click into that, and then char. Yeah. So that should be good now. So let's try that
Create
because
table
that
name.
was the column that was the issue.
And then it's asking load data.
Yeah, looks fine. Okay, cool, awesome. So that's what you wanted to do, right?
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, go select from the table. It should be there. Okay, cool. So yep. So